Hello, everyone. Phil Sherman here. Happy to welcome you back to Studio 44. I have another excellent Stadium Extravaganza video for you. As always, I have new creators, familiar faces, and I finally have a new one of my own to show you. This is the first one that actually someone requested me to make for them. Fortunately, I got the RDL league going, so I had the time, and I wanted to jump at the opportunity to make a stadium for someone, and I'll show that to you today. Also, I'll break down a couple of ideas that I have regarding this stadium you see right here. As we all know, my home team is the Las Vegas Gamblers. They play at the ballpark at the Moonshot Casino, the future version, which you see right here, and, of course, the original version, which is right here. Something came up in the last video. Sluggish Moth 953 submitted a fantastic stadium called the Moonshot Field at the Ballpark Casino. He said it was kind of based on this casino. During the premiere, in the comments, it kind of came up. Maybe other people would want to take a crack at it. What's your version of the ballpark at the Moonshot Casino like? It turned out Texas Eggs didn't even know my gamer tag. So I wanted to throw it out there that it's right here, right there. Peebs212344. So you can download either version of the ballpark and take a peek at it and see if you want to try to make your own version. I don't know if you want to try to base it on this or just come up with a completely different idea. I have made changes to both versions of the stadium since the last time I showed it, but I'm not going to go in there and subject you to the stadium again. So, yeah, if you want to take a look at it on your own, please, by all means, download it, take a look, and see what you come up with. I'd be very, very curious to see what else people had in mind for the stadium, because Sluggish Moths was freaking phenomenal. So, okay, I've got all that junk out of the way. Let's check out some awesome stadiums. First up here in this new Stadium Extravaganza video is no stranger to Studio 44. By no means is he new to the channel. This is our good buddy Sandman Dan. We just saw a racetrack stadium from Murph 075. It was fantastic. He has his own version of a racetrack stadium. This is Saratoga Ballpark and Racetrack in Saratoga Springs, New York. Has an altitude of 2,700 feet, and it was built in 1963. And my attention is immediately drawn to right field. For some reason, it usually is, but I just think it was a great idea using the end caps to separate the stadium itself from the racetrack. And he's got some horses out here. I always feel so stupid saying horses, like it's not the correct thing. Horses is the plural for horse, right? It just sounds like there's some cows and some chickens and some horses, like, you know, like a little kid saying horses. I don't know, but yeah, these guys are racing, and she looks like she could be really riding a horse. All right, rock on. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, you can't see it unless you suck it right up to the field like this. Sandman Dan even said in his notes that he thinks it's a useless prop too, but he made the best of it. This is canoe. We have a canoe in the middle of the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. Who are we kidding? Gentlemen. Fantastic. Any way you can get a canoe into a stadium, I'm on board with it. Canoes belong in baseball. Here it is labeled Saratoga Racetrack. Threw in a bunch of bleachers on this building to hold the seats, the stands. He's got lights in the middle of the track. We'll take a peek at them later. Let's get back to the field itself. Using this newer prop is the perfect building to face off the outside of the stadium. There it is again, Saratoga Ballpark. Cool little concourse outside of the stadium. Gives me a big-time smaller park vibe out here. Excellent. I like the roof. Fantastic. Perfect batter's eye for this. Yeah, right field looks pretty fun. It's always nice when you can, you know, add something cool to hit the ball out of the stadium into, whether it's water or another building or, you know, some mountain or anything outside of the stadium. It's always fun. And why not a racetrack? I mean, so what if a horse is running his race and Gets pummeled by a baseball as he's running by. This looks great. Throwing the brick in the middle of this concourse to kind of decorate a little bit more and using the fancy fence. Seems to fit with the racetrack course. Oh, and then he's got like this custom luxury thing too all the way around. Fantastic. Going with the 2 decks. Oh, here we go. Now, he did say in one of the comments he had a couple Easter eggs. Is this one of the Easter eggs, people in here? For some reason, I love to go in here and look at the carpet. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh, wait, the canoe's got to be one of the Easter eggs, right? One lowly canoe out there. Flip the lights on real quick. Very nice at night. Racetrack looks nice, lit up also. I like the sharp turns in the decks. I can never get myself to do it. This one looks great. Murph always pulls it off really nicely. Yeah, this definitely gives me, like, Silver Stadium, the field in my town in Rochester that preceded Frontier Field, which is there now. Ooh, I like this little second deck. Got to hit a laser if you're going to hit up here because the roof is going to take most of the shots. Oh, I like the little towers. Oh, with the flags on them, too. Nice. Little clock tower. Ryland Diner. Wait a second. Here we go. There's a little 44 in there. Is that it? Is that the other one? And it's got the shape of a home plate. Is that for Sewell Studio Center? Very nice, Dan. Is it that? Is it that in the canoe? Listen. So I decided to step away from Anomaly. Free is not for me. Kind of sounds like an STD. But anyway, I have on my Studio 44 shirt, and I have a prototype here. Studio 44 on the front, and on the back, I heart canoes. I figured I had to have a shirt with canoes in it someplace, right? Either I heart canoes or canoes belong in baseball, something like that. Those aren't available yet. I just kind of prototyped that one. So we'll see. I wish I could just make a big canoes and exclamation points, but I don't know how many people would buy that one. Anyway, I love it. The racetrack is higher than the baseball field, which is also always fun. Seems like every baseball field is dug down in. And Sandman Dan is always so creative. Does such a good job with the stadiums. The stadium's so fun. Oh, this is nice out here, too. Look, he's got a little steps up with a stone walkway to the outside of the stadium. It's kind of between the stadium and the racetrack, right? Oh, no. Oh, yeah, it takes you into the... Okay, there's turnstiles over here. Perfect. Very nice, Dan. He's so good. Great way to start out the video. Thank you, sir. Old Egypt Field 2 is up next. Comes to us from Schmitty VG. It's in Cairo, Egypt. Has an altitude of 4,000 feet. Built in the year 500. Whoa. Okay, I guess that means Abner Doubleday didn't create baseball after all. I like blending this big building in together. This is the theater, right? Yep. So it's fairly new. It's got all that. Those carvings on the top. That looks cool. And it's kind of surrounding the bleacher section out here in right field. Fun. Using the slabs. And then there's aliens out here holding up the slabs. Fun. Using a little pyramid type stacking of the seats. I dig it. Okay, and then custom stairs bring you up to each layer of the stacked seating. Okay, we have some animals in here. There's a dog and a horse And another horse and another horse. All right. Oh, here we go. It's that famous river in Egypt. Very nice indeed. You know, my friend went to Egypt and he fell in the water, but he wouldn't admit it. He wouldn't tell anybody he did it. He kept saying, "No, I didn't fall in the water in Egypt." But I know better. He's in denial. If it, if the mic is picking you up, I'm so leaving that in there. That's a great fucking joke. That is an amazing joke. Oh boy. But we got the pyramids. There's pyramids out here and the Sphinx, of course. Oh boy. Fellas, if you know any single women, maybe send them my number. Or send me or send me their number. Yep, there's the outside of the theater. Okay. Now he said in his notes that this is one of his favorite builds. He said he went back and toyed around with it with some of the newer props, like you can tell the slab and the theater. They're part of the newer update. And I love how he's got the Nile coming right up to the stadium. So fun. Great work. It is crazy, like when you see like there's like these pictures on Facebook or whatever social media you use a lot. That article always comes up, right? Pictures from a point of view that you never really see, and they show like behind the wheel on The Price is Right and like behind Mount Rushmore and stuff like that, and they show you the Sphinx and they back up from the sky aerial view, and it's like so close to like downtown. Like there's all these buildings and lights and traffic, and then boom, right there is freaking pyramids and stuff. It's crazy to think that it would be that close to civilization. But very fun concept. Flipping the lights on, and I don't think we have any lights. Just the Superman spaceship artificial light lighting up the stadium. I mean, in 500, they didn't really have electricity, did they? Fun idea, Schmitty. I love it. Thank you, Schmitty. Keep an eye open. More from you soon. That's a fucking great joke. Okay, I have to play this outside the box. I can't help it. I was pulling out of Schmitty Stadium, and the vault comes up. And one of the stadiums I see is 44 Canoe Cove Drive. And I'm like, wait a second, 44 and Canoe in the title? Come on. And then sure enough, I look at my stadium request form answers. And when you know it, 44 Canoe Cove Drive from Joby Designs pops up in my thing. Let's see. Oh, no comments in the notes. But, I mean, what are the odds that it pops up right while I'm recording a video? So, sorry, I had a whole lineup of stadiums ready to go, but how do I not show it when I see it? 44 Canoe Cove Drive, San Diego, LA, altitude of 5,200 feet. San Diego, wait a second. San Diego, Louisiana? Is there a San Diego in Louisiana? Or is it supposed to be San Diego, California? I don't know. Anyway, built in 2024. And, I mean, just taking a quick look at it, it looks phenomenal. Got this big wall in left field with the play ball sign behind it. The steakhouse is right here where people sitting, and you can definitely hit the ball into that. That's fun. Good targets there. Canoes, there they are. I was like, wait a second, there's no water. Where the hell are the canoes? There they are. What's a baseball stadium without a canoe? Ladies, oh my gosh, she's got one up here. Oh, what a fun video this has turned out to be. I'm so sorry for everybody else who kind of got like bumped back, but I mean, there's another one, the hit it here sign. And even without the canoes, I love the different layers and how everything's blended in together. An awesome second deck, and then there's seating underneath here. I'm guessing these are custom bullpens. Joby Designs had some great stuff. 2 huge scoreboards. Oh, 3 huge scoreboards. Fantastic. All these little nooks and canoes everywhere. It's fantastic. My wife said I sound like Ron Burgundy. I hope you could hear her. Oh, what do we got here? Canoe. Oh, here's the water. Oh, this is so cool. Got like this like pond with the tower in the middle of it. Does that part light up? Oh no, it's not the tower. It's the bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge with one of those future props in the middle. Okay. I thought it was that newer tower that looks like a building, but it's not in the building props. Look at this. Look at all this going on in here. Then there's a little tunnel. Is this how you get into the stadium? Man, they really don't want you in here. Look at all those gates. Stay the out until we tell you it's time to come in. All these decks back here and people are chilling out. Awesome. Paradise Dining Building. So fun. Joby Designs has given us some great stuff. Again, this is my style of stadium. Nice and compact. Can't really see outside it. Not that I mind seeing outside of the stadium, but I do prefer the concentration inside the stadium, hitting different targets and different, layers and levels. And what is all in here? These people are in line to go someplace. Again, I feel like that Michael Jackson video. Hee 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 hee. Oh boy. I'm going to do it, fellas. Here we go. Consider the stadium stamped. I love it. This is the best use of the steakhouse I've seen. Oh, I like this little... Is this part of it? Oh, yeah, that's part of it, right? He didn't build that on. But I've never really noticed this little balcony before where you got these people hanging out, and then there's a scoreboard in front of it. People are hanging out on this train track. I hope it's not an active train track. These people will be in some big trouble. Excellent. Joby Designs. So weird that I ran into it now. I mean, I didn't edit it out. You'll see it. I'll leave it in the final cut. You'll see me just back out and notice it and come back in. Let's turn the lights on. I didn't do that yet, did I? I think he's shooting up to the top of the list, right along with Sluggish Moth and Jace or Jay Shift, right? Jace Shift, right? And Murph and Sandman Dan and Sewell and Arch and all those guys. Bo Tiger and I think he's given me 4 stadiums and I've stamped 3 of them. That canoe thing in the back is just so fun. But I was trying to explain the canoe thing to my wife because the canoe shirt came in today. And, for a stadium to be called Canoe Cove 44 pop up, because I don't think I've ever run into a stadium before that, someone requested to showcase, because it's the vault is just flooded with garbage. So, all right, Joby Designs, way to sneak one in. Way to get that stamp again. Nice work. On now to the stadium that was supposed to be third on the list today. CVS Field in New Orleans, Louisiana. Has an altitude of 5 feet. Comes out in 2025. And it comes to us from a gentleman named Armchair Wreath 9. Now, he found the live stream I did a couple weeks ago when we were introducing the new season of the Ricky Davis League. He popped on, saw we were playing some games and showing some stadiums, and he mentioned this stadium, and I showed it for him, but I wanted to do it again. I told him to put a request in again so I could put it in the queue because it was a 5.5 hour video when I streamed it. I don't know how many people are going to scan through that long of a video to look for stadium, so I wanted them to, make sure the stadium got highlighted a lot more because I dig it. I like right field. I like the lights kind of doubling as pillars. Now, I know they probably block people's view of the game, but they're fake, and it makes the stadium look nice, so definitely roll with it. I like this fenced-in bleacher section right above the Audi sign here. I feel like, wasn't there like 2 videos in a row or one video with 2 Audi stadiums in it? Quite a while ago. It seems forever ago now. But he's got a custom bullpen out here. Nice little concourse with little scoreboards. And then on the other side, he's got the new concessions and bleachers facing the bullpen in left field. Then a luxury seat section also over the bullpen. Very nice. There's that popular building wedged right in the corner there. Excellent. Pretty standard around and behind, outside of the lights acting as pillars. CVS Field. It's a pharmacy, right? I think we have CVS out here. At least we did at one point. I don't know if we still do. I feel like they were all bought out by somebody. Nice city in the background with the water. Armchair Wreath 9. So this is kind of his reboot in Studio 44, making his debut on a live stream. So it is great. Oh, I like the Bud Light deck, too. This is cool. Luxury seating on top of this old school building. Very nice. Using the Cola Hill as your batter's eye. And there's a statue or fountain or sculpture. That's what they call it, right? All right. Very fun indeed. Let's flip that light switch. Looking good. I do find it is hard to light up right there. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to light up those 2 areas because the stupid lights. Oh, yeah. You can get real close, but then you can't get further away in some. Yeah, like look at that. You can't get far from here. Like, what the hell is that about? I can get up right here. Where was I? Yeah. Right there, but I can't be right here. WTF. So annoying. Sniff. But, yeah, it's a great stadium. I hope you caught this premiere, or at least this video, Armchair Wreath, and I hope to see more stadiums from you in the near future. Lemur F Baby is back in Studio 44. He gives us MTV Spring Break. It's in Panama City Beach, Florida, has an altitude of 2,000 feet, and it was built in the year 2000. And that's when you'd have to go, right, to have an MTV Spring Break. I haven't watched MTV in years, but I assume it doesn't have this stuff anymore, does it? I used to remember, watching like the concerts and everybody's clamoring up to the stage, and you get that vibe. All these people just jam-packed right up against the home. Oh, look at this. There's water in between. That's cool. But yeah, all these people are jammed right up. There's some seating. Okay. And that kind of goes all the way around. Okay, very nice. More jam-packed standing room only behind home plate. Fun. Yeah, I just remember, the girls are dancing and the guys are being douchebags. And I like how he's using the fill station roof here over in right field. That's a fun new way to use a roof. Spring Break. There's an MTV sign. Do they still do this? I mean, can you still watch MTV and see all this? I did watch Ridiculousness for quite a while. I enjoyed that show. It was fun to watch all these bozos, slam into things and Scorpion and stuff like that. But I haven't really watched since Chanel left the show. Not that she added anything to the show or anything. It just happens to be about the time I remember stopping watching that, and we got rid of cable. And I suppose, do they have it on Paramount Plus? We have Paramount Plus now. Oh, there's a tram. That's fun. Taking you across the street to this building. Then there's a carnival ride up on the roof of a building. Interesting. Las Vegas-esque, right? What's that building called that has the roller coaster on top of that tower? What? No. It's like the gyrosphere or something. And there's this little... There's this little dock in here. I don't see how the boats get in and out, though. It's kind of blocked off. Maybe he's just using it to have more boats in there. Excellent. Lemur F. Oh, there's a hot air balloon, too. Feels like there's something going on. Has this always been up here in this building? This hasn't been here before, has it? I don't remember that at all. I mean, it's a tiny little detail, but I don't know. Haven't spent a whole lot of time in Florida. Been to Fort Lauderdale once. We took off from our first cruise in Florida, and then we took off our third cruise, if I could talk, in Miami. Ooh, I like this little party deck thing up here, too. Excellent. Aloha Jones, perfect fit. Nice work. I've always liked Lemur FBB style. A lot of the stadiums have anomalies, though. So do you just show them Lemur FBB, or do you use them in games? I mean, I would have... This doesn't appear to have any anomalies, so... Because you can still use anomalies, you just can't play in games with them. If you're someone who just, showcases your stadiums and builds them for the fun of it and showing them off. There's plenty of YouTubers to send them to. Did I turn the lights on already? The docks are lit up. Stadium looks great. Using the Singer's circular building in there is perfect. Nice work. I might have to do a remix of some of your stadiums, Lemur FBB, and rework some anomalies, because I really like some of your stadiums. Great work. Thank you, sir. Okay, this next gentleman has his own YouTube channel. I am now a subscriber of his. He features his own stadiums. I've seen a couple golf games maybe that he plays. And he plays like as the Savannah Bananas or something. I don't know, but he's been in Studio 44 a couple times. Frank J.F. USA. And this stadium is Delaware River Park in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Has an altitude of 1,955 feet, and it was built in 1931. And the reason I decided to show this one of all the ones that he has, because he has so many cool stadiums, but it's Delaware River Park, and I remember talking about like Philip Blue and the other dude who had a stadium like right across the river, from New Jersey to Philadelphia, and it kind of confirmed. I couldn't remember the name if it was the Delaware River or not, but yep, it is, because I noticed New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and then it said Philadelphia someplace. I can't remember where I saw it, but I'll see it again. And I remember my wife and I accidentally turned left down this bridge when we went in 2018 to see the Yankees play the Phillies, and it's like $5 to go across the bridge. But we did have to go across again to go to New Jersey, because there was like an aquarium not far from the bridge, and you could see Philadelphia from the aquarium. I actually got some nice pictures of Philadelphia from that view. So, yeah, we loved our trip to Philly. We had so much fun. But I've talked about it before, recreating scenes from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and the fountain, and in the park right downtown near the courthouse. When I ran up the Rocky Steps. We loved Philly. Said we could see ourselves living there. But here it is, Delaware River Park. Beautiful wall out here outside of the stadium. Looks pretty shallow down the right field wall. Yeah, 307. So, I don't know. Maybe you could get one out there. But then you got to the Franklin Bridge, and some trolley cars are out here. Little parking lot built like or parking garage built right behind the bleachers. Some of these cars look like they may be in trouble. Tickets, get your tickets. Cool little minor league vibe with a smaller second and third decks. No third deck over here. Looks really cool. Frank J F USA. I always want to call him Frankie because of Frankie Q. But yeah, I'll have to see if I can find those pictures and put them up in post. We had so much fun on that trip to Philly. Ugh. I'd love to go back. Yankees were just in Philly, too. They swept them. And now they are losing to a team who has lost 24 of their last 25 games. I'm going to put them right into another freaking tailspin. Where did I see Philadelphia? I could have swore I saw, like in the thumbnail or something, that he had Philadelphia written over here, but I don't know. But yeah, if you watch the opening of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, they drive by the bridge, like right here. And then if you're coming off this bridge, it takes you right to Market Street where that Market Street sign is. At least I think. That's how I remember it. Someone from Philly will have to let me know about that. Pretty sure. I mean, it's been 6 years since I've been to Philly, but there it is, Jersey Strong. Oh, there it is, to Philadelphia, right there. Okay. Yep. Well, like I said, I'm pretty sure you drive right down this bridge and it turns right into Market Street. And then if you go far enough down Market Street, you can see there's like this big open area, and then the Independence Hall and Liberty Bell and all that is like right there too. So, yeah. Fantastic stadium. I love that little bleacher section in left field with the parking garage and all the boats are in there. I don't see any canoes. I don't see any canoes, Frank. Oh, you're Frank and you're from Philly. When I'm dead, what do I care? Just throw me in the trash. Fucking love Sonny. My brother went to one of their live show podcasts in Philly a couple years ago. I was hella jelly. They paid for backstage passes where they got to meet him and stuff. Motherfucker. But, yeah, there it is. Nice work, Frank. There's plenty more to see from him. Frank J USA on YouTube. If not, I'll post it on the thing. Go by what's on the thing, not by what I say right now. From New Jersey, let us go all the way across the country to Hill Valley, California, where we have Union Pacific Field. Now, isn't Hill Valley where Doc and Marty McFly are from? Altitude of 1,985 feet. Could that be an homage to 1985? I don't know. The year 1985 when all the main stuff happened. Year built in 1927. And I get a Old West feel to this stadium, even though it's 1927. But, oh, look at this corner. Fantastic. I like this crane. Oh, yeah, he said in the comments that the train goes underneath one of the decks. Look at that. That's cool. Oh, look at that. And he's got a little covered bridge that takes you over. Is that part of the building? That's cool. Line, Scranton, and Mesa Pacific. Okay. Fun. Oh, it takes him right out here to these steps. Look at that. Fantastic. So you'll have to let me know. Is this kind of paying homage to Back to the Future of some kind? We got some barrels and wagons with crates. Love to hit it here, blend it in. This whole thing looks nice. What is this? Is this like a line to someplace? Takes you back here where you can get some food. Looks like, yeah. What is that place? Pizza? Oh, chili dogs. Okay. And then this deck takes you all the way around to this fancy deck. Okay, over left field. Sorry, are you dizzy from my canoes? I'll do it every time. this is something else I remember him saying in the comments, that there's parts of the home run fence where you can be in the water on a smaller boat or canoe and watch the game. Fantastic. And then this is cool, too. This ship is pulled right up. Is this a ship or is this a boat? I don't know. On the cruise, I kept saying boat, and everyone's like, it's not a boat, it's a ship. Oh, it's got a bell on it. Okay. But if this is paying homage to Back to the Future, I got to say it. This is another plug for Respect the Pick. Just the kind of thing we talk about on Respect the Pick. Back to the Future 3, I'll try to be quick on this. Marty goes back to save Doc because Doc's going to get shot by Buford Mad Dog Tannen, correct? So Buford Mad Dog Tannen finds Marty, and he chases him through the street, and he ends up wrapping a rope around his neck and throws him up. He's going to get hung. Doc Brown shoots the rope, saves him. Mad Dog and Doc have a little argument, and Mad Dog and his gang runs away. Doc walks up to Marty and says, Marty, I told you not to come back here and get me, but it's good to see you. Now, what idiot dressed you in that outfit? And Marty McFly goes, you did. Doc Brown should know that he dressed him in that outfit, because think about it. Even in 1955, at the very beginning of Back to the Future 3, before Doc sends him back to 1885, that Doc says, I'm going to end up in the Old West, right? That 1955 Doc had to go all the way through to the 60s and 70s and the 80s, invent the time machine, go back, to, get shot, and then Marty save him, and then go to the future, fix everything with Marty's family, right? This is all happening from the 1955 Doc Brown. It has to. So he goes through, Biff steals the book, takes it back to 1955. Doc and Marty go back to 1955 to get the book, and then that 1985 Doc gets zapped back to 1885. So not only should he know that that he himself dressed Marty in that outfit, he should know Marty's coming. He should know to send the letter to him and say, am I right? That's just how it should be. That's why it's hard to make time travel movies. But if you like nerd talk, like I said, that's the kind of thing we talk about in Respect the Pick. We have a new episode out, by the way, where we broke down Acolyte, and we talked about Deadpool and Wolverine, and we talked about the Olympics a little bit. Personally, I'm not an Olympics guy. I don't get why we don't give a shit about swimming and diving and track and field events and fencing and all these other things, and then all of a sudden tumbling and flipping and all that shit, and then just because every 4 years there's an Olympic event, we got to care about it then. I just don't get it. I don't care about it any other time. I don't care about it during the Olympics. Sorry. I support my country. I hope my country wins and everything. But I don't watch it. I'm not glued to the TV waiting for everything. But, oh, man, I love this little section out here. So cool. Such a great idea. It's like an entrance to the stadium. Beautiful work. Let's do it, man. Young Gun, 1417. Definitely the best stadium I've seen from you. Here we go. Consider it stamped. We're coming up. We're about a month away. I'm going to put together a video of all the stadiums I've said, hey, early Stadium of the Year candidate, or made that fake stamp sound or whatever. There's going to be some earlier on that I missed. So please, if and this is just mine, I'm going to let you submit the stadium you think is your best of the year, even if I didn't stamp it, because just because I didn't stamp it didn't mean a gajillion other people do it, because I don't think people seem to like my taste in general. So if you have a stadium you think is your best of the year, send that to me in January or February, whenever we do this, hopefully earlier rather than later, because last year we kind of bled into the new game and I didn't like that. So maybe December or January we'll start. But I mean, I guess the way I looked at it was the life of the game, not the year of 2023, or the same thing with this 2024. It's the life of the game from March of 23 or March of 24 to, you know, whenever the new game comes out. Sometimes it's March, sometimes it's April, but we'll see. But yeah, this is one of your best, in my opinion, Young Gun for 14-17. And we've seen, what, 2 or 3 stadiums from you? I want to say this is the third. But, yeah, it's fantastic. I absolutely love it. Very, very creative, cool ideas in here. All the way back to Boston, we were just on the East Coast. We went all the way to California. Now we're back to Boston, where we have Harbor Yards, but it was worth the trip because this stadium was given to us from Sluggish Moth 953, who has catapulted to the top of my creator list. So good. Not just because of the moonshot casino stadium either. He's just got so many good stadiums. It seems like every stadium in the past 3 videos I've stamped for him, and this is already looking like it's heading for a stamp. This is my style of stadium with the different layers. Everything's compact. Most of the concentration is on the inside of the stadium. He said he wanted to take the Red Sox out of Fenway Park and put them in a new stadium at Boston Harbor, and it's gorgeous. You got the Tea Party Terrace. I'd love to hit some splash shots, but I don't know if that's possible. Even if this is like, it's 319, 320 down the line, I still think that's a poke. Maybe in a home run derby on arcade mode, but I don't know. But look at these windows built into the wall underneath the Tea Party Terrace, and then you got the team store built into this building, and then using the building with the stacks as like windows. It's kind of got like an old school feel, but it's obviously a newer stadium. And then the smokestacks perfectly double as pillars to hold up the scoreboard and this laser ribbon. Fan-frickin-tastic. God, you guys piss me off when you make so many better stadiums than me. Ugh. Look at this thing. Blending that expensive restaurant into the brick very well, taking advantage of the stairs, making them look fantastic. Bleachers above this new green monster. How do you guys do it? I spent 14 hours on a stadium over this weekend, and it doesn't look anywhere near as good as this. Welcome to Boston Harbor. Fantastic. Then there's concession area in here. Oh, this creeps around, takes you into more of the stadium. Oh, another one up here. Fantastic. Ooh, you got this little park out here and a stage. Parking garage with a wiffle ball field attached and a batting cage. Another little garden using the slab. And then there's the dock. Ooh, another wiffle ball field, too. I think that's a different one, right, than the other one? Excellent. Ooh, I like the luxury seating over here, too. Entrance to the park. And then, of course, elevating the canoes! Elevating the water. It's always fun to go under here sometimes. It's always fun sometimes. It's fun to go under here. Kind of takes the illusion away of you know, the brilliant stadium, but it can be fun. Sorry, Sluggish Moth. Another one. Dude, this is like 3 or 4 stadiums in a row of you. I'm stamping your stuff. Fantastic. Look at the glove with the hill. Oh, and then he's got a new building, a new door. Great idea. I'm going to steal that idea for sure. I'm going to borrow that idea because I always use this. And while it works in a lot of spots, in some places it doesn't work because the sidewalk at the bottom of those weird steps, it'll stick out sometimes. Or sometimes if it's like a thin layer like this, you know, you'll try to put the door and then the rest of the thing sticks out below. So this is a perfect little entrance to an area that goes right up against the wall. So excellent work, Sluggish Moth. This dude is fantastic. right to the front of the line with the rest of the big guns who we see and love in here so frequently. Thank you, sir. So grateful to have your stadiums as the show right here in Studio 44. We're going to go back to that 5.5-hour live stream real quick. A couple weeks before that, I reintroduced some of the teams of the Ricky Davis League, and we mentioned that we wanted a Washington team. Well, this gentleman, Long Ball 31, happened to be watching the stream, and he mentioned that he made a team called the Washington Admirals, and the home of the Washington Admirals was Admiralty Field version 2. It's in Annapolis, Maryland. It has an altitude of 2,000 feet, and it was built in the year 2023. Now, I wish I could read all the notes he gave me because he has some really cool things about some of these gentlemen written along. Oh, Club 44. Cheer. I mean, who knows? It might not even be for Studio 44, but McCain, Sprance, some of these guys are some famous admirals in the Navy system, the naval system. And he goes into detail about what some of these props are. Like this ship is, paying homage to one of these guys. And, of course, he's got the little city in the background and some boats. I don't know if I see any canoes, but I don't know. He's got street lights. Oh, there they are. There's canoes. Woohoo! We have canoes, ladies and gentlemen. Flashy canoes. But anyway, yep. He said the goat was the mascot, and he's standing out here behind the Batters Iron Center Field. Fancy entranceways, and the lighthouse is a perfect fit. I dig Buddy's M's, which is doubling as the weather deck, which is packed with people out here on all these umbrella seats. And then underneath, you have some bleachers watching through the home run fence. Oh, I like this corner. I like the laser ribbon going, kind of creating the fence to keep you on this roof. If anybody's watching from there, people are watching from these balconies and from the circular building. It's fantastic. I believe I showed the stadium. If I didn't, I apologize. But again, with being a 5.5-hour long video, I don't know if enough people saw it. So I told them to send in a request and make sure I remember to show it again because it's so good. I really enjoyed it. We'll definitely use it as the home for the Washington Admirals. Again, I remember to go in here, but it's all just stairs or layered seating for different, broadcast booths or whatever. But yeah, I dig it. The Show 24 sign, lights are on the roof, big scoreboard in center field. I believe one from Wrigley. He said it was his first attempt at custom bullpens, which you can see in left field. I think he said he decided to skip some of the details because he couldn't quite get the mound. But yeah, this looks great. With the cool bleachers surrounding the bullpens and the team store. And, I like the clubhouse, too. Right on top of the home run deck here. The scoreboard walk. Excellent. Oh, singers way back here. And fans and singers trying to catch a peek. Very fun indeed. He's got the bridge lit up in the city. See, that's the tower. That's the tower I thought was in the canoes. See, because it's around and then it goes straight up, but it was part of the bridge. But man, the water is so wide. Wide river. I love it. Yeah, definitely play the Washington Admirals in here. I can't wait to play them or the Dreamers. I think Mark gets to play them soon. I'll have to give him a capture card. I have an extra one. Either that or just have him message me some clips. Just when he hits some highlights from his stadiums, have him send them my way. Because he's going to be playing in Eagle Square pretty soon. I can't remember if he's home or if he's away against the Dreamers. But all right. Long Ball 31. Thank you for the Admirals, and thank you for Admiralty Field. I dig it. We have the 5th stadium, according to this creator. This is Skynet Stadium, Penn Lucy, Maryland, altitude of 650 feet, built in the year 2124. Holy hell. That is far into the future, 100 years into the future. This is from our good buddy Big Impact. Skynet Stadium. Isn't that the people that made Terminators? Or not people, they're freaking robots. They're AI, right? Right field looks cool using the futuristic seating. The dugout grill is back here. Burgers. Now you'd think there'd be, oh, no, there's people in there working. You'd think it'd be all like Terminators, you know? Here's your hamburger. Now eat it up. Don't get ketchup all over your mouth. Come on. What is the matter with you? We got to go. The Grill King in right center field hosts a little deck on top. Bunch of people out here in this little busy. Oh, I like how you put the roof on top of that restaurant. Excellent. Phillips Seafood. Then there's an escalator that'll take you up to this little seating area to watch the game on the big screen. That could be fun. To watch the game on a huge screen, but still get the noise and the feel of the crowd. Excellent. Rel's Barbecue. Oh, what I wouldn't do for some ribs right about now. Nachos, hot dogs. Plenty of people in line for that. No one really at Bell's Barbecue. Maybe I don't want Rel's Barbecue. And there's no one there in line. Plenty of people hanging out in this lazy river. Super fun. Buddy M's, concessions, a little scoreboard, more futuristic seating. Welcome to Skynet Stadium. Big Impact. Oh, look at the new buildings. And there's, oh, fun. First time I've really seen people on one of these little bridges or balconies, whatever you want to call them. Vestibule? Is that a thing? No, is vestibule lower? I don't know. I'm not an architect. But that's a cool place to see the game from. Oh, and then underneath, there's one of those little tower things, those futuristic towers. What are they called? Advanced Bipod Tower. It's got 3 little decks on it. People are hanging out. They get their own concession stand. Never a long line. Excellent. This could be a luxury suite. You get like the futuristic, like hologram TV or something in there. Then you can look out the window and catch a view of the game. Super fun. Big Impact. This might be my favorite year so far. Now, you're another gentleman who I have multiple from, right? I think I have 2 more from you. So I'll record another one right after this, throw that one in. And then the third one, like I said, hopefully I'll get the 2 edited and premiered before the weekend. Today's Monday, the 12th? My sister-in-law's birthday. If I get those up before the premiere or before Saturday and Sunday, I can go live on Saturday or Sunday and kind of clean out the queue so we can start fresh, because I have so many from you and Sandman Dan and Schmitty and I think PFK Nunn, and I want to say there's someone else in there who gave me a bunch recently. So I want to get everybody cleaned out and start fresh. I feel like it's keeping me backed up, and I don't want to have to make you guys wait, from video to video to see all your stadiums too. But in the second video, I think I am going to mix in some highlights from games submitted for the RDL in this current season, and highlights from random stadiums I picked that I've showcased over the past year and a half. But, oh man, Big Impact. This is my favorite of year so far. Outstanding work, even if it is sponsored by a company that wants to end the human race. It's still a very, very good stadium, sir. I freaking love it. That could be that. That could be a thumbnail right there. Move over a little bit. There it is. Boom. Awesome work. Well, Joby designed stadium, his awesome stadium, threw me off a little bit, but I did want to throw this stadium in the middle of this video, and I think I'm pretty close to the middle of this video. But this is the stadium that I created over the weekend, pretty much. Commissioned to me by a guy from Reddit. A guy saw that I wanted to offer up my services for people who needed the stadium on Reddit. And I've had a couple other offers to build a stadium for people before, but at the time I was working on making guys for RDL and franchises for RDL, and I had a bunch of other stuff going on. Respect the Pick, I think, had a lot of stuff going on as well. And right now was the perfect time. This gentleman reached out to me last week, and he said he needed a stadium. I'm like, you know what? I've been wanting to take this on, trying to make a stadium for someone. I'm a little nervous about it because, like I've said, I don't think people like my taste. So I was nervous to ask for like $50, which is what I think most creators are charging. So I just said, oh, I'll charge you this, and if you like it, maybe give me a big tip. But this is Raptor Isle Stadium. It's in Brooklyn, New York. Has an altitude of 18 feet, built in 2024. Now, he told me his team is the Brooklyn Raptors. And I was like, okay, cool name. And then he's like, and I want dinosaurs all over the stadium. And I'm like, oh, no. Because you know what I feel about the dinosaurs and the monsters in a baseball stadium. But you know what? I had a ton of freaking fun putting the stadium together, and I was pretty happy with how it turned out. Right field is where I started. He was pretty specific. He had specific numbers he wanted for his home run fence. He wanted 299 down the line, and then 415 in dead center field, or 412, I think, in dead center field. And I think I hit that pretty close. And then 315 down the line. And then he wanted, I think, 32,000 people. And I got it up to 33. But right field is where I started. For some reason, this is the first prop that came up, and I got so excited to finally use this. It's just a big wall. And I was like, I can finally use this for something. So I turned Dino's Cave into this like club in right center field, where you get up on this roof and you can watch the game. And I want to put, concessions and stuff up here and some tables and stuff, where it's a place you can eat, when in an off day too. But we have this cool little balcony that shoots off the deck over the big home run fence that gives you a good view of Raptor Isle, or one of the Raptor Isles. Now, Raptors do dominate the Isle because they're, the team's named after them, but I figured you got to squeeze some of the other guys in there, right? But I use this newer building with the grass on top as like a little island, and I threw, the beach on there and some boulders. And then this over here is a line to get you into the Dino's Cave. And then, of course, there's a deck in right field, a bunch of water. My original plan was to have the water bend around and like come out to almost behind the stadium, but just ran out of memory. And then I was looking for a building to kind of connect for Dino's Cave, and I thought the museum made perfect sense. Why not, like a dinosaur exhibition in there or something? And then you have the outside entrance to Dino's Cave right here. And it comes a little bridge over the water. I wanted to have, a bunch of islands here with some raptors, and, so people could check them out from over here. And, over here they could look out. I had originally had this emptied out, but once I started running out of room, I just put seats up and added the dino. What do they call this? Oh, the dinosaur crossing. I figure it's like a team store, right? In center field is where I think I had the most fun. I didn't think I would have much fun, using the fossils and stuff, but I think this building worked really well to kind of display them from the field. And then down low, even more so, when you add the tape or the rope around it, and you got this big guy, and then you got a couple raptors hanging out in here. And then in the middle of it all, in the middle of this concourse, the dino print. I thought that fit beautifully in with this concourse. I just added the concrete over the marble, and I think it looked pretty cool. And people are watching the game from above the batter's eye. And then in left field, you have more dino aisles with a couple raptors hanging out in here. And then above that is the dinosaur swing set. What kid wouldn't love being on a swing set and watching the game every few passes, right? And then I don't have a raptor in here. But the bummer about the dinosaurs is they're expensive. They take a lot of memory. So I told the guy who asked for the stadium, if there's other things you want, after seeing this, you may have to sacrifice some dinosaurs because they're expensive. I think these guys are expensive too. But I like how it turned out. I liked putting the luxury seats inside the taller part of the museum, you know, and then I think I did a pretty good job in bending the bleachers around. I usually don't do that very well, but I think it looks pretty clean. And I liked using this wall, the dino wall. And I was able to hide the edges of the waterfall pretty easily just by shoving them underneath these plaza level seating. I think I just got creatively lazy and just decided to put a hill in this little section over here. That in memory. But yeah, same thing with over here. This happens with a lot of stadiums. I know Chicago and New York, they kind of have, the two decks curl around just past the foul pole, and I tend to get lazy that way too. This should be a bigger. Oh no, there is no sign or roof. I feel like I need another piece of roof there, but I don't know if the memory will allow it. Pretty standard around and behind, and then I do like over here with the separation of the upper deck style seating anyway, separated and then putting the Raptor Isles sign in there. I was very surprised at how much fun I had with this stadium, but again, the dinosaurs took a big chunk of my memory. I wanted to, do the window thing in here and have people hanging out. Maybe dinosaurs underneath or something. I don't know. But he said he wanted dinosaurs all over. And then originally what I was going to do with this, because it has a coming soon, I was going to add some construction props and, the cones and stuff and the barriers to kind of block it off, and maybe up here do some construction stuff. But then I'm like, nah, we want it to be open. So then I kind of hid the coming here signs. And I let this little walkway take you right up to this door. That'll take you in here and maybe even to the museum. Center field, I'm not crazy about. I always have trouble closing off center field. That's why I wish we had a nice big prop like this that was just a wall. Didn't have anything else. Sure, you could use that, but it's dirty and scummy and crummy looking. No one wants to use that. And unless it is a dinosaur building, then you're stuck with all that crap on it too. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun with the stadium. He says he likes it. He sent me a screenshot of him using the stadium, so I hope he's happy with it. Like I said, I put in today's Monday the 12th. I finished it yesterday. I spent about 12 to 14 hours on it. I think Saturday. Is that too many hours for a baseball stadium? Oh, probably. And then a good 3 or 4 again on Sunday, I think. And then I turned it in, and he seemed to like it. I've made a few changes here or there, I think, since I changed it. But you know what? Might as well be home with the Ohio Dino soon, or too. Dan has his stadium that he made that's dinosaur-themed, but he didn't necessarily build it for the RDL. So I'll use both. Why not, right? Flip them lights on real quick. I'm sorry. I always tend to spend more time on my stadiums because, I know my thought process and why I built what. Like originally I thought, okay, the reason why they're on islands is because it was terrifying the kids, so they wanted to move them back. Plus, the adults were making fun of the animatronics, saying they look bad. So I made them a little further away. And then what do? Build a little balcony for people to get closer to. This guy can reach right over here and eat them probably. Yeah, if he stood up straight, this guy's gone. But yeah, I like how this little walkway turned out too, with a grand entrance kind of thing. And you got the smokehouse. We have a place called Dinosaur Barbecue downtown. It's a pretty popular place. I think it originated in Syracuse, and then they have a place downtown. So if you like barbecue, that's one of the places you got to go. When my friend from Maryland came up to visit, I took him there because he met me at work at the radio station. He flew in and I think took not an Uber, a taxi maybe. Or maybe I picked him up from the airport and brought him back to work. I don't know. And then we walked too, because it was when I was working in radio at the time. But I like how this turned out too. I like the little walkway with the fountain. And I was originally just going to put a little pond here, but it was so big. And then the water slide pool was too small. So I was like, I guess I got to do the fountain again. And I don't feel like building and hiding the thing. So, going underneath the stadium worked out well, I think. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I hope he enjoyed it. I hope you guys like it. And if you or anyone else needs a stadium, let me know. I'm finding time to get this kind of stuff done now. So let me know, and we'll negotiate. Okay, we have another brand new creator to Studio 44. This is Scotty Warren, or Great Scott 18660. He sends me Great Garden Park and 2 others, but we're going to start here. It's in Anywhere, USA, altitude of 5,123 feet, built in 2024. And he says he's been a big fan of mine, Sewell's, and Harrison Sawyer's, and others for a year or so now. He's gotten a lot of inspiration from watching all the channels. Says we can check out his vault. He said the stadiums where he has retired numbers is a nod to me and Sewell. 18 was his baseball number. And then, of course, 42 for Jackie Robinson. Also, hid the dog prop somewhere in each of my builds. Thanks for your consideration, and keep up the good work. I have checked out your thumbnails, Scotty. I didn't want to dive too far in, but they looked great. And, man, I'm digging this right here alone. That could be a thumbnail. It's beautiful. But there's retired numbers, 18, and then Sewell 21, Jackie, and Studio 44. Thanks, man. That's awesome. Been feeling a lot of love lately. I appreciate it, fellas. I love how instead of concrete, you have the grass up here. Fun. Again, it gives me that the Oakland A's concept. The Howard Terminal project. Where there's, the grass kind of goes up and it's like on the roof of the stadium. It's all grass up there. Very nice over here. 325, labeling the distances. I love it. I wish you didn't have to go through such extreme measures and use such a shitty number prop. But it looks great. And these fountains are phenomenal. Using the stone to hide the ugly green base and all of this greenery and nature and trees and bushes and plants. Perfect backstop for this. Not a backstop, a backdrop or batter's eye for the stadium. And then, of course, the green is probably hidden from the batter's eye while you're hitting. Splashdowns this season, 11. Wow, 11 balls. That's 420 right there. Holy hell, that's impressive. But a fantastic little luxury seating up here. Oh, and the water comes in a la Riverfront or Riverside Stadium from Sam Mandan, his finalist. It was him and Murph, right? Excellent. Coming in, creating all this water. It's like those games you see, teased on your phone, If you put the pen here and you turn it, which one will fill up first. Oh, I love this corner, the different layers in here with all the plants. Splashdown hits. Fantastic. And then this is broken off from the rest of the stadium, which also has a lot of greenery up top. See why it's called Gardens. And even grass inside here. Awesome. Inside the team store. Wonderful. Faced off nicely with a bunch of brick buildings. Placed in just the right spots. Then you got Great Garden Park right there. Excellent. Beautiful, beautiful stadium. I think Joby Designs maybe got one for his first stadium, but so many fantastic stadiums, you guys. Thank you so much for sending them to me. What did you use for the... It's the construction prop. It's the pipe thing. What do you call these things? Concrete pipe. Excellent idea. I didn't even notice it before. So good. Nice work, sir. Scotty Warren, right? Did I go to school with a Scott Warren, play baseball with me? Well, he graduated before me. I think his name was Scott Warren. Could be wrong. Great Garden Parks, Great Scott 18660 or Scotty Warren in the vault. He's got more. I just took quick glances at the thumbnails. I didn't want to dive too deep because I like to be surprised, when I'm first on camera. But so good, sir. Excellent. Thank you so much for sending it my way. Okay, we have another version of Wrigley Field, Los Angeles, 2025. Please forgive me. I can't remember who gave me a version before. I want to say it was Texas Ags or maybe Dad Bod. I can't remember, so I'm sorry. This is in Los Angeles, California, altitude of 305 feet, built in 1925, and he gave me this whole big backstory on it, which is phenomenal because, like I mentioned before, it was in an episode of The Twilight Zone, and I think Mr. Ed played a game here, right? And they did the Home Run Derby show, was right. It's a home run or nothing here in Home Run Derby. Like Willie Mays would hit, and you get 3 outs. If it wasn't a home run, it was an out, and then you went back and sat, and they interviewed you while the other dude hit, and like Mickey Mantle was on it and stuff. And I remember it would have to be in L.A., because they're probably playing in the off season. But it was nice, but it had the ivy on the walls. But he said this is what he thinks the field would look like if they, renovated it and built it up to be a, major league worthy ballpark. He would pay homage to Wrigley and Fenway Park with the big wall in left field. Thank you, Larry Lovestein 1. And I already love it. You got the green monster in left and then the Wrigley sign out here with the old school scoreboard. I love flipping the the Las Vegas sign around. Not the Las Vegas sign. It's the Hall of Fame sign with Wrigley on it. And then using the Wrigley scoreboard. And then you got Wrigley buildings across the street watching the game. And then you got the bleachers above the batter's eye in center field like you would in Fenway Park, along with the green monster. Now, is it this high as the monster? The monster's like, 40 feet? Close to 40 feet? And then he said he wanted to do the best he can with ivy on the walls. But let's face it, that's just terrible. Absolutely terrible. God-awful. It was nice when you could do anomalies because you had the one Angels Hill, that had trees in front of it, and you could do one of these, just pull it up and it would leak through the fence and it wouldn't count. And I think there was a couple other with some greenery on it too. But, yeah, you're going to be hitting balls off the scoreboard and over the scoreboard, and you have more Wrigley-type buildings across the street, but with palm trees because we're in L.A. I love it. Great work. Oh, he's got it housed in pretty nice. Using the old school roof still. And the tower back here. 2 decks of seating. Kind of separated from each other. I dig it. Then you got luxury boxes around and behind. Fantastic. I love it. He said, I guess I never knew this, that the Angels were a minor league team. And when they were first created, they played a year in the stadium. And then after they moved out, they demolished the stadium and didn't use it anymore. Well, obviously, if they demolished it, they're not going to use it anymore. Kind of hard to use a stadium that they demolished. But, yeah, great work facing the stadium off on the outside. Excellent. I love it. Yeah, I definitely want to play some games here. 310 down the line, and then it's pretty easy to hit some home runs here. I don't see a 400-foot spot in the park. And the wall's a little higher in left field, of course. So this isn't an easy home run, but it's very clean, very, very unique, very cool idea. I always like using this too, and then crawling up the steps. I gotta hit L1. Dun, 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 dun. There's that new school building again. Excellent. Now, normally, I'm not a big fan of just seats, and then seats. But it's so clean. I love the ivy look in front of the seats in right field, in the between the home run fence and the seats, and then in left field you got the green monster, and he housed those bleachers perfectly with these props. This is a great idea. I am going to steal this from you. because it gives it so much of a cleaner, nicer look when you add that white trim on top, as opposed to just making brick out of it. So, excellent idea. I'm definitely going to borrow that from you. And even though this usually isn't my type of stadium, throwing a stamp. This is unbelievable how many stamps I'm throwing around here. You guys are freaking phenomenal. I love it. So glad to be doing this. Finding all these fun stadiums. This is how obsessed with baseball stadiums I am. All my free time goes into this channel. So I'm just looking at baseball stadiums and making baseball stadiums and playing in baseball stadiums when I'm not at work all the time almost. Freaking love it. Did I turn the lights on yet? Looks great. Larry Lovestein won. You nailed it, buddy. Nice work. J Disc 98 has another stadium for us, and that stadium is USAA Park in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. It has an altitude of 13 feet, and it was built in the year 2024. And we have another fountain situation surrounding the batter's eye, and I dig it. Oh, this looks great, too. The little home run deck. See, it's kind of like recreating the batter's eye from Minnesota, but making it so you can put the people back there. Brilliant idea. These guys are in line grabbing a drink or a burger or hot dog. I like the luxury seating over the fountain. You got to hit a here sign. Fantastic looking seating. Oh, and this dock goes back. Okay. The Lighthouse Pier. Hey, there's the dinosaur ride. And the mini golf course and a carnival. Created his own little, what do they call it? Party pier. There you go. Then you got the medieval times types buildings out here. For some reason, I always thought this was like a bouncy house, like a bouncy castle or something. And then, hey, here's the real party pier, and they're connected. Look at that, using that fancy walkway. Beautiful idea. Ballpark Boardwalk Bistro. And then you got Red Robin. Not a fan. Not a fan of Red Robin. Oh, boy. Funky right field fence with another home run deck. Kind of leaks into the fountain. That's fun. Underneath, there's some bushes, and people are hanging out at the tables that lean right up against the home run wall. 310 down the line. We have more fountains. I dig it. Pretty standard around and behind, it looks like. Yeah, very nice. J-Disc 98. I know we've seen work from you before, too. And this might be my favorite of yours so far. Yeah, very nice. Looks great. Lit up. All the activities that you can do near the stadium. You got the big tower in the background, too. Fun. Fun stuff. Great work. Very fun stadium. Thank you, J-Disc 98. I can't wait to see more from you in the future. Okay, this name doesn't seem familiar. We have Navin Field, Detroit, Michigan, 599 feet, built in 1911. And it comes to us from someone named Mega Archmage. Our good buddy is back. You know, it's funny because I think I called him out. I was like, "Where the heck are you, man? It seems like it's been a while since I've seen this stadium from you." So we have Navin Field in Detroit, Michigan, 1934 to 1935. Now, in the notes, I believe he said that this was the Tiger Stadium before it was actually Tiger Stadium. Yeah, where the Tigers played before it became Briggs Stadium or Old Tiger Stadium. So here it is. And again, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, pretty sure this is exactly what it looked like, because this is what Arch does. He just makes these stadiums like exactly like they need to look using the limited props that we have. He always makes these awesome little custom like luxury seating or like camera wells or whatever he has to do to make them look, like they did back in the day. Like this guy. Fun idea. Great work. There's the ATG 1935. Now, ATG, I guess they play a bunch of old school games, and they asked Arch to make a bunch of stadiums for them. And oh, look at the signage. He made a custom sign. Mobile gas. There's a service station, old school scoreboard, that new deck or dock. Bleachers out and right. And then, of course, the old school looking village. This is one of the new ones, right? Yeah. Just shrunk it a little bit, dug it, buried it in the ground. Little neighborhood out here with a bunch of houses, lit up with the old school little lights. I don't think they were playing night games yet in 1935. Were they? Man, all these old school fields have such quirky dimensions. Let's see what we're talking about. 366 down the line. Man, no freaking wonder no one was hitting home runs back then. 464? I wonder when it became normal. I mean, it had to be Babe Ruth, right? Then when people got so excited to see the home runs, had to be Ruth. There's nothing more exciting to me than nothing more beautiful than just watching the ball soar out of a stadium. As a Yankee fan, watching the 1995 game against Seattle, where Jim Leyritz hit the walk-off home run and Don Mattingly hit that home run into the bleachers, and the fucking place lost their shit. If there was a roof on Yankee Stadium, it would have been blown right the fuck off. They went nuts. They were throwing shit on the field. Lou Pinella's calling people in so his players don't get hurt. And just, I don't know if it was just the camera angles or what, but the balls just looked so majestic, just sailing out of the stadium or, out of the field. It's so amazing to watch a home run. Last year, or not last year, in 2022, we saw Aaron Judge's 39th and 40th home runs. One against game one against the Mets and game two against the Mets in that Subway Series. And, when he hits them, you just know they're gone, and you're up on your feet, and you just watch the ball sail away, and the crowd's going nuts. And then they show the replay in slow motion when you're at home, if you're not at the game. They like Juan Soto the other day when he hit his two. They just fucking smashed the ball, and they have that angle from the side instead of from behind the pitcher, and you see all the people behind him just slowly. The people in the dugout do the same thing. It's just something about baseball is just magical to me. God, I fucking love baseball. 338 down the line. Okay, so righties can hit the ball out of here. Not to center field. Yankee Stadium was like that too, though, Like Joe DiMaggio hit all these home runs in Yankee Stadium when it was like 800 feet in left center field. Crazy. 367 down the line. But yeah, I mean, what can you say about an Archmage Stadium that I haven't said already? It's clean. He did what he had to do to make it look like it looks. Maybe I'll try to find pictures of it. I don't do that as much anymore. I used to feature like 5 stadiums in a video. Now I'm doing like 15, 18. This one I think has 18 or 19. I think we turned on the lights, right? Using the old school lights. I'll have to look it up. I don't remember when the first night game was. But there it is. Oh, and he's got the ramp out here for people to access the higher decks. Fun. Nice work. Archmage. He's in the Hall of Fame. What can we say? We have ourselves another stadium from Tiger Shark. 600. 40,000 people. Whoa, 99% of the memories used up. Skechers Field in Salt Lake City, Utah, has an altitude of 4,265 feet, and it was built in the year 2024. And you got some different colored fences. I like it. Home of the Utah Arches. Utah Arches. It's got the concession stands above and around the seating in right field. I dig it. You got yourself fan stairs to get you to this plaza level seating behind the batter's eye, which hosts a little waterfall or pond, whatever you want to call it. Excellent. The other fan stairs. More concessions behind the seating and left. And a monster scoreboard that is labeled Skechers Field. Not 100%. Not completely standard around and behind. Added this layer of luxury seats. I dig it. Tiger Shark has some good stuff. With all the flags lined up, I'm guessing that should replicate kind of... I guess that should kind of represent like all the teams, right? Maybe. I know a lot of people do that with the flags around the stadium. Flip that light switch quick. Ooh, I never realized this building lit up so much. Or I probably did, and I just don't remember that I said it. I like kind of the second backdrop back here, the second batter's eye. Cool idea with all the bushes. And there's people checking the waterfall out and the game itself. I like the boulders with the trees. Very nice indeed, Tiger Shark. Looks like you spent some time in the city as well as background scenery. That little walkway goes all the way on the roof of the stadium. Now, is that for decoration or is that for like kind of people walking around? Because again, going back to the Howard Terminal, it looked like you could walk right up the top of the stadium and on the roof and hang around out there. Very, very fun, sir. Excellent work. Tiger Shark, 600. Stay with me, everyone. We still have a few more stadiums I want to get to here. This is Pilots Field in Seattle. It's in Seattle, Washington. Has an altitude of 174 feet. Built in 2024, and it was built by Shays 2525 or 2525. And I love the quirky dimensions. I love all the blue. Flipping that scoreboard around. See, I think that's another thing we need. Maybe just more colored concourses. Just different colors. Blue, red, green, you know? Didn't he mean to have this one flipped? But he's got the fan shop out here. It's got the cool little bar with the TV. I like how this zigzaggy or Z-shaped almost, or more like a W-shaped, I guess. From here, it looks like a W, right? Yeah, and then there's concourse on top of that. Fun. Got some hangars built right into the ground here. Okay. Seattle Flight Museum. Nice. Is that a real thing out in Seattle? There was a team, or was it a... Okay, the Seattle Pilots, I guess, were an expansion team in 1969 that were only there for 1 year, huh? And then they ended up moving to Milwaukee. And look at this. You got just a plane coming out. All right, that's fun. The rest of it's kind of in the hangar still. Excellent. The flight deck. You got people here looking out, and they got this like mock-up runway situation set up. Very nice. See, this is another update I just didn't get. Chase, you did a great job. This is fun, you know, more like the dinosaurs. I didn't expect to have fun with it, looking at the props and, you know, expecting to make dinosaurs. But when you look at the hangar and an airplane and then the runway, it's like, what am I going to do? Build a stadium inside, you know? So you made it fun. Great. Must have been like the dinosaurs. I just could not imagine having fun building a stadium with dinosaurs. And I did. And now that I'm seeing the way you did this, fun. I like it. You know, so maybe I need to give SDS a break when it comes to some of their props, because I can see where this would have been fun, finding different ways to incorporate the terminal like you did here, and the airport, or the airplane, and the hangars, and the runway. Fun. And the helicopters hanging out on top of the museum. And there's a jet. It's cool. Very cool ideas. Shays 25. Is that a template? Is that it makes me think yes, because they do these awkward, weird curves sometimes. Like sometimes it's lower like that, and I hate it when they do that. Like it should curve right up to the top, but it doesn't always do that. Flipping that light switch real quick. Very cool. I love that airplane just sticking out. If you're going to have an airplane in the stadium, have it parked. Have it on the ground. I don't know why. It just bugs me when people like leave an airplane up here. You can't just leave an airplane in the air like that, especially since the wheels are down. I mean, I know it could be landing, but still. All right. Take a quick look around the stadium. Got a couple little buildings out here, but like a couple people have built baseball stadiums in a airport before, or around an airport. We play some of our baseball games near an airport, and it's annoying because the planes get so low and it's so loud. But yeah, if the planes are parked and you got a museum and you're throwing things around, great idea. Very fun. And it doesn't look like it's in an actual hangar. It just looks like it's airplane themed. I love it. Nice work, Chase 2525. Okay, we have ourselves another brand new creator to Studio 44. This is Jude 3 Cardinal, and he sends me the Queen's Palace in London, England to show you guys. Has an altitude of 5,279 feet, built in 2009, and the only note he gave me is it is an expansion team in England with a royal doghouse. So I'm guessing that's right here, the doghouse. Look at that. There's a bunch of dogs in there. Oh, I didn't know they had so many different breeds of dogs. I guess there's only two right here, right? 2 or 3. I don't know. This guy got out. Oh, so did oh, shit. They're all over the place. I love dogs. But if it were up to me, Charlie will be my last one. So much we're going through with this dog right now. This poor little guy. I like canoes. We have canoes. I love this little area out here. Very fun. But yeah, there's so much money, and we had to have one of his eyes taken out. I think I brought him up on my lap before, right? During a stream or something. And he's allergic to something. He's itching all the time. We're spending all this money on his itch shot that he gets once a month, and he has 3 different eye drops that he has to take every night to keep his one good eye good, which isn't even that good. He still can't see for shit. He's got bad knees. He's 13 years old. Now he's got diabetes, so I have to give him a shot of insulin every day, twice a day. Oh, and there's the drawbridge. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. And we have a racetrack. Look at that. 2 racetracks in one video. Why don't I recognize that video? I guess I don't use this city very much. Big mountain out here. Fun. Dude, I love the stadium from another new creator. Beautiful, using the royal scoreboard for that crown, for that royalty. I just don't get the royal doghouse. The royal booth. I like it. Excellent. I love it. Doghouse. And then he's got the stairs going up here. See, this is nice, but they need to give us a matching railing. It's nice to have the stairs, but you got to have a railing. There's a Hall of Fame circle out here. I like this little area. Very Philadelphia-esque, with the concession stands kind of behind the batter's eye. And, of course, the canoes. Bless the canoes. Love my canoes. Oh, and here's another sharp turn. Nicely done. I got to get over this. I spend so much time, trying to line up these laser ribbons, but, the ones off camera especially, or, off to the sidelines. You don't really see him that much. Sidelines. Foul territory down the first and third base line. Sidelines got me talking like basketball or football or football. Oh, I like this little area too, with the steps and little bleacher sections and the planted areas. Very nice, sir. Jude 3 Cardinal. I'm a fan of this one, a big-time fan. I like the 3 different layers of bleachers, and you made the little entrances to get in there. Very nicely done, sir. And yeah, you got canoe targets and fountain targets and hit it here targets and hitting it over into the bleachers. Don't think you're putting one up in here. I don't care how short the fence is. 320, I mean, that's not super deep, but, I mean, to get the ball up there, no matter where you put the home run fence, is always tough to put one over the field level seating. But and I like to hit it here, blend it into the brick. Very nice, of course. Are there any more dogs anywhere? I like this deck above the batter's eye, too. There's not a spot like that in right field, is there? Or down the first base line? Yep, there is. Excellent. Another fantastic first stadium from a new creator to Studio 44. Welcome to the crew, man. Hope to see you in the premiere or something. Now, here's an idea that I'm on board with, a reverse remix, or should I say remix reverse, Fenway Park. And A, I'm guessing is for No Anomaly. I believe I've heard Ryan say that before. Speaking of Ryan, this is RC4625. He has remix reverse Fenway Park, NA, Boston, Massachusetts, altitude of 68 feet, built in 2024. And obviously you have the big monster in right field. I love having the bleachers right up there, using the old school end cap as a fence to keep you from falling onto the field. And here it is with those little gaps in the fence again. You get close and they're gone, but you get away and they're back. What sign is this? Is this from a scoreboard? Yep, okay. Yeah, I don't use that scoreboard very much. I like the green. This is kind of like what they have in the real Fenway Park, right? Don't they have like these green fences or these green signs on the light towers? Fun. This gives me a Fenway vibe, all this weird little nooks and crannies behind the batter's eye where Aaron Judge was putting balls a couple weekends ago. Custom bullpen is very well lit, apparently. Nice. Excellent work. Hey, and he's got the Sitco sign back there. Cool. Nice work. Now, did you give us one before? Did you give us another different version of Fenway Park? And he's keeping it to the 2 decks. I know, because it's such a crammed little area, right? That's why they can only add the second deck, and the second deck is like tiny. There's only like 4 or 5 rows of seats, it seems like. And this is a cool little entranceway here in the corner with all these people standing. There's a little diner, a little diner cart. Very fun. Cool ideas in here. Was this you? Refresh my memory, RC4625. Was this you who gave me one of those? There's a wiffle ball field over there and right behind the foul pole. And then the Fenway Village. I'm dying to go to Fenway. Let me go to Fenway and then bulldoze the fucking thing to the ground. Come on. Don't you guys want something new and fun and fresh? Like Wrigley. I can't believe they spent all that money on Wrigley. I know Wrigley's a beloved stadium, but come on, so was Yankee Stadium. And the Yankees pulled the plug on that thing. Of course, pieces of the upper deck were falling onto seats and hours away from killing people, but still. This is cool. I like how he cut that off using the scoreboard to kind of angle it towards home plate more. Cool ideas in here, RC4265. RC4625. Yeah, that's what I said, right? Very nice. I'm on board with it. Couple more to show you guys. Campbell's Soup Bowl is our second to last stadium to look at tonight. This is in Camden, New Jersey, has an altitude of 16 feet, built in 2024, and it was sent to me by Mo2179. He's always had some good stadiums. Let's take a look at this one. Oh, right field's looking fun. Using that hotel or apartment building to kind of host this little balcony here. Very nice. I like this building too. Where do you guys get your ideas to blend in these buildings? For some reason, I have it stuck in my head that I can put one building there and that's it. I mean, I guess I kind of blended in this last stadium I used, but look at this. You got like 4 different pieces of building here. This is that new prop, and then this is also one of the new props, and then you got the concession stands right here. Very nice. And then custom steps taking you behind the batter's eye. Phenomenal. Then there's a bunch of people hanging out and around, checking things out back here. Is there a scoreboard back here maybe? Yep, there it is. You can watch the game from behind. Maybe you don't have a seat. You have a standing room only ticket. It's a good place to watch the game. I love this wall of luxury seats. I did that in the stadium once. I don't remember what I turned it into or if I ever kept the stadium. Maybe I'll have to go back and look and see if I uploaded it. But it had just this big wall. It might be fun. Maybe I'll do that. Would you guys have any interest in me popping in 21 and going through and looking some of the old school stadiums? That could be fun. Because I was just texting Sewell about Monsters Park. Now that I have my first commission stadium out of the way and have more time, I kind of want to go back and recreate that, especially if it's going to carry over to 25. But again, I'm torn on that. Do I want my stadiums to carry over, or do I want a dramatic change to the system? This is a fun roof. That looks really cool. Excellent. Man, that looks like a lot of work. What is these? Oh, it's the tower thingies. Okay. Is that what they're called? Yeah, tower. All right, that's cool. Nice. Then you got the 3 decks up here that kind of stop right here where you have this big scoreboard and steps up to the scoreboard walk. Fun. I bet people be chilling out right on this walkway or sit on these steps someplace. Mo2179. I like it a lot. Very nice stadium. Turn the lights on. Very cool ideas in here. Like I said, I love the wall of luxury seats. This little balcony's cool. The double stacked restaurant area. Oh, and then you got future. This is cool too. Almost like luxury seating underneath this deck. Cool ideas in here. That roof is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, you got so much memory used up. I always wanted to get myself to make a roof like this, but kind of hide these parts that come down, like with, you know, some kind of concourse piece. I don't know. Something about the hanging down. It's like the same thing with the blue gates. I can never get myself to use the gates because some of the doors are open and it drives me crazy. And I love how some of these roofs look, but I can never get myself to do it because of those things hanging down. Doesn't it look like very cartoony right now? Is it showing up like that on the computer monitor? It is on my TV, my 4K 40 inch here. I don't know. Mo2179, I'm sorry. Fantastic. Great work. All right, guys, you made it with me. Stadium number 20, Nike Baseball Headquarters in Portland, Oregon. Altitude of 1, built in 2024. Comes to us from PFK Nunn. I have a few more in the vault from him, but I wanted to start with this one because I love this little brick area in the center left, in the gaps going around behind the batter's eye, and then all the way to the right field foul pole. Very nice. Oh, it's part of it is the round building. Okay, cool. And then there's the steakhouse that opens up out into this little bay where you got the party pier and another Ferris wheel. Look at this. 2 stadiums again where you take some kind of pier or dock and add the Ferris wheel to it. It's weird how these stadiums kind of come together like this. I've always liked this building. Again, we're talking about Monsters Park. I use this building in Monsters Park. Maybe I'll use a different one now that there's, because I built it first in 2021, and then by the time I made it in 22, I'm not sure if that first update came out yet. But yeah, I like how it's below street level over here. Oh, this is a fun, weird little corner. Nice. Then you can go under the stadium in here. Hee 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 hee. Hit it here, rooftop. I like it. You ain't hitting one there. I don't care if you're Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Aaron Judge, and Mickey Mantle combined into one. And on steroids. You ain't putting one there. There's a museum and what looks like a well-lit parkway surrounding the stadium. Wow, PFK none. I freaking love the stadium. Very clean build, very creative ideas. Wow, is it really 370 here? Man, that's a poke. And it's a high wall. I feel like a lot of balls are going to hook foul before they get over that fence. But hey, DJ Jackson would be up to the challenge. I'm sure Porfirio Betamete would be too. Looks great at night. That could be a thumbnail too. Wow. Another great video, guys. And it's all thanks to you. So keep sending them my way. Keep sending me these amazing stadiums so I can showcase them for you here on Studio 44. If you want to send me that stadium, just follow the link in my YouTube channel or in the description of this video. Or if you're following me on Facebook, Studio 44, you can search it right on Facebook. I'll pop right up. You can do it there. Click on that link, fill out the Google form, and I'll get that stadium showcase for you ASAP. I have completed my first stadium for hire. Hit me up on Facebook or right here in the comments, and we'll negotiate. We'll talk and see if we can get a stadium built for you. I just hope you like my style enough. Also, don't forget about the Moonshot Casino Challenge. If you think you can build a cool version of the ballpark at the Moonshot Casino, I would love to see it. Again, my colors are black and royal blue, pretty much like my chair. So if that helps, you know, in your design of the stadium, I'd love to see a Murph version or Joby Designs. Sluggish Moth already made a fantastic one, which kind of inspired the challenge, but we'll see what happens. Also, don't forget to check out the Studio 44 store. You can have your own Studio 44 merch, whether it's a shirt or a mug or a mouse pad or something as cheap as a glazed cork coaster. You can help support the channel. Not that I should ask any more of you, because you already make my channel great by sending me your stadium. So thank you once again for watching. Please check out Respect the Pick. Please like this video if you did in fact like it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much. We'll be back at it very soon.